Oh, you know what? I just remembered. I have to call the nanny. She's Filipino. Very nice, but I just don't trust her. You know how those third world countries are. One minute you trust them and the next minute all your silverware's gone. Oh. A friend once told me that she actually has her nanny's fake dentures and only gives them to her if they're both at home. You know, in case she runs away. Isn't that awful? I mean, who would want to carry around their nanny's fake dentures? It's disgusting.
Well, maybe. Yeah, well, it's life, isn't it? And we shouldn't complain. But I'm a bit worried about the current state of the world. You know, what with everything that's happening. You know what happened in Marrakesh. You know, the whole Strandberg case. You know, we have to watch our backs. So I don't really see why. But there is all this rage that people like us, you know, if we paid the same tax as everyone else, and then there'd be no more poverty in the world. That's ridiculous. It's us who provide most of the jobs, so why shouldn't we get a... Well, you know what I'm saying. But I think it's bloody rude of the left to think like that. They should be kissing our shoes.
Oh, you must find me terribly stupid, but I have no clue as to what you're saying. You must find me such a bore. Oh, very interesting. Well, you are clever. Oh, it reminds me, do you have children? I have 3. Oh, all terribly frightful. Greedy little buggers. Of course, we had a nanny, so it was her fault, but oh, what bliss it was when we had them shipped off to boarding school. You know, people say it's cruel to send a 6-year-old to boarding school, but look at me. Didn't hurt me one bit. Consider themselves lucky, is what I say. I mean, my ex-husband was sent to boarding school when he was 5, and his uniform was pink. Oh, maybe that's why he turned out the way he did.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, so I was talking to the patient in the facial bandages. I say talking, I mean, I was talking, and that poor soul was just sort of grunting and listening. But he seemed like a nice enough gentleman, except he did keep saying, "Shut up." Can you imagine how hard it would be to track down one specific person if more than one patient was wearing those bandages? That'd be quite a challenge, don't you think?
Yes, well, that's all very interesting, but I have to tell you about my dogs. Oh, they're so sweet. I have 8 of them, all named after the royal family. Well, you see, I spend so much time away from Great Britain. Well, let's see how great it is in a couple of years, but I'm very proud of where I come from. Well, let's just hope those frightful northerners don't see our greatness and vote themselves out. I heard they felt more akin with the Scandinavians. Can you believe that? Oh, they're such barbarians. Oh, you're marvellous. You're so very intelligent. No, don't be modest. You are. I mean, I just don't really understand what you're trying to say. I don't care for much talk, really. I only care about what's around me. Some call that shallow. I just don't give a shit about others. Now there, I've said it. I wouldn't be who I am today if I did. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, well, that makes sense, somewhat. Oh, you know what? If you're in Japan for long, we should meet up. I know this wonderful place in Tokyo where they serve the best Kobe beef in the world. It's nothing fancy. Oh, but it's delicious. Now, I've never tried anything like it. Melts on your tongue. Have you ever tried it? Oh, it's wonderful. It really is.
Oh, really? Well, that is fascinating. Oh, I have to share something with you. I was in Tokyo, and I ate at this most wonderful restaurant. French food. It was fantastic. I mean, it was just like being back in one of my homes. I have many, you know. But, of course, you know that. You would probably be wondering why I'm here if I didn't. Oh, isn't that just so funny?
Yeah. Well, that sounds lovely. Oh, and you know what? I heard that they do certain operations here. I mean, special operations. But then I heard that there's a very long waiting list. You know, it's just my luck. I wonder if I offer to pay a bit extra, they could, up me up on the waiting list. Seriously, I'm in love with this place. Absolutely top.
Yes, well, that's all very nice. But you know what? I'm going to book a new appointment with a room this time. Well, I know they're overbooked and there's a waiting list of nearly 6 months, but I overheard the staff talking. Apparently, there's an expert Polish surgeon, Pavel something or other, who's usually here. And apparently he was the head transplant surgeon at the Medical Institute of Warsaw. Real rock star guy. I hope he'll be here when my new liver arrives.
Yes. All right. Now, that is a funny story, if you're into that sort of thing. Well, I love it here. Don't think I don't, but I just can't really relax. We've got all these beautiful mountains out here. They should really set up some hiking or mountain climbing tours. That would be fantastic. I mean, none of us would be here if we didn't take chances. Well, yeah, maybe some. You know, like the ones born with a silver spoon down their throat. But not me. I made my first meal at 21. I didn't go to a fancy school or anything. I just good, bloody, honest, hard work. Though, yeah, I'm not going to deny that no one got hurt in the process, if you know what I mean.
Oh, well, I didn't know anything about that. I find those things frightfully dull, to be honest. Well, you know, as Oscar Wilde once said... What did he say? Oh, how embarrassing. How could I possibly forget what Oscar Wilde said? Oh, you must think I'm so silly. It must be the thin air up here. It must be. But you know, I need to get back tonight. I have a very important meeting tomorrow afternoon. I don't want to say too much, but this could be the one that... Well, I can afford to retire now if I want to, but you can never really have enough, can you? Once I earned my first 100 million, it just didn't seem enough. Don't you agree?
Yeah, well, I don't know much about that, but I can see you're an expert. Oh, this is absolutely smashing, this place. I've never had better service in my whole life. It's worth every penny, if you ask me. The whole experience is absolutely stunning. Better than anything I've tried in Dubai. Oh, now, I love Dubai, but here, oh, this is bloody perfection. Don't you think?
Yes, that's all very well, but I find what you say is frightfully vulgar. As my mother always said, a lady is not interested in that sort of thing. Of course, she was also very old-fashioned, so she was quite the bore herself. Now, tell me something interesting. Yes, well, you know, I was told that Dr. Laurent will be heading my procedure. Oh, yeah, he is literally the best surgeon in the world. An absolute artist.
Yeah, I think I understand. Well, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, bugger. I forgot. I need to call my secretary tonight. All this relaxation has gotten the better of me. I don't really have time for this, but it really is very pleasant. I wonder how much it would cost to actually stay here. It can't be that much. Or at least, not as when you're as rich as I am.
Oh, well, I really don't know much about that. But I'm sure if you were a man, it would be riveting. Oh, you know what I was thinking? We should go skiing. I know this wonderful place. Not too many common people. In the Alps. It's fabulous. Not too fancy, you know, grounded. I had this marvellous 5-room suite, overlooking this very famous mountain. I can't recall what it was called. Oh, I don't care for such irrelevant details. Oh, but you should join me. It's wonderful.
Well, yeah, if that's what you think, yeah, fine. I'm not an expert on that field. Is.
Well, I don't know what to say to that. I'm blank. But it's a nice place, this, isn't it?
God, I cannot believe they let Yuki Yamazaki in here. Yeah, I saw her at the spa earlier with an entourage of bodyguards. Yeah, I had to leave.
You're kidding me. What, the Yakuza lawyer? A trial of the century?
Yeah, none other. Felt like punching her lights out, too. I mean, she made a mockery of the judicial system, shamed the entire legal profession with her trickery.
Oh, I remember that vividly. Oh, the way she tore down the witnesses. It was brutal. Oh, disgraceful, even. I mean, I always felt like she loved doing that in front of the cameras.
Oh, yeah, between you and me? But I think she was asked to prove a point. Remember that one guy, the janitor? She couldn't get him to crack. 2 days later, he disappeared. they never found him.
Ugh, not to mention all those obvious legal loopholes she used. Oh, it's just truly shameful behavior. Ugh.
Yeah, I'd say. I mean, I'm staying away from that spa area. Do not want to run into her again. O genki desu ka? I hope you're enjoying your stay. Please ask me or the other staff if you need anything.
I expect nothing less.
Good evening. I hope everything is to your liking. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you, I will.
Good evening. Let me know if you need anything. I hope you're enjoying your stay.
Of course, yes, thank you.
Konbanwa. If you need anything, ask.
Yes, I will. Now go away.
It's completely unacceptable. And first, I can't get a room. I mean, it's fully booked to God, I don't know when. So I have to come here whenever I can because I'd been promised that Pavel Friedel himself would handle my entire procedure. And, well, he's not here right now. And they refuse to tell me when he'll be back. Apparently, he'll turn up suddenly and then be gone again. I mean, it's exciting and everything, but, well, is it any way to run a service? I mean, it's my parents paying for all of this.
Well, I never thought about it that way. Oh, I have one question, and I need your honest opinion here. What's your take on the global situation? Because I have to admit, I'm lost. There's a global bubble that is clearly about to explode. But I can't fathom why we're talking about religion all the time. I mean, it's economy, nothing else. It's money, nothing else. But even that is castrating us. I mean, who just wants to earn more and more and more money? It's just this vicious cycle. It may come as a surprise to you, but I don't really deal in arms. Maybe I do. Maybe it's part of what I do. Okay, it's not the most of what I do, but I do deal in arms and guns. I just don't know who to invest in, right? The world's going to hell, so it feels like arms might be a growth industry.
Oh, well, that is very interesting. You know, in my novel, there is a character very similar to you. Would you mind if I took notes? Mental notes, of course. You are quite fascinating. But you know what my other passion is? Photography. Yeah, no, as I might have said earlier, I miss home. But being here in Japan, there are so many beautiful things to photograph. I mean, at first, I thought it was all terribly alien. And in a way, it still is. But there is so much to shoot. I mean, just the scenery here is enough to keep coming back. Oh, God, you must think I'm just one giant contradiction. But, if you want to be an artist, you need to follow your heart. Don't you think?
Well, I don't know. It's all very... I mean, I guess you have to look at it from every angle. But honestly, please, and I apologize for talking business. I know this isn't the right place. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I mean, you must think I'm a real bore. But you know how it is. I mean, you're overworked. You treat yourself to a wonderful place like this, but it takes you a little bit to come down from the grind, It's hard to let go. But, okay, I'm going to try. But it is hard. It's harder than when I had to quit smoking, and that took years.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm in two minds about that, but... go on. I'm trying to keep calm. I don't like the thin air up here. I get anxiety attacks, you see. I love the place. Believe me, I come here often, but I won't bore you with those details. I miss home. It gets lonely being in a strange country for a long time, and I can't really connect with the people here the same way I can with the people back home. They're so friendly. It's almost too friendly, if you know what I mean. I'm not used to it.
Oh, really? Please, tell me more. I'm actually interested. But I'll tell you what, I'll tell you something. We are up here, it's beautiful, we should enjoy it and not worry about what's going on in the rest of the world. We just shouldn't. And I mean, this place is too expensive to just sit here and worry, you know what I mean?
Well, yes, I think I see what you mean, but I don't know. I don't think I completely understand. Oh, here is something. There's only one here right now, but I heard that there are several ops scheduled for full facial reconstruction to match a Korean pop star of all things. Apparently, it's something they do more than once. Can you imagine?
Huh, I don't know that much about that, but please feel free to enlighten me. You know what? Did you see that patient in the bandages? Well, apparently that's a thing in South Korea. Getting plastic surgery so you end up looking like some, ideal beauty. But it's just like everyone else once you're done. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, imagine if there was a whole bunch of people who had it done, the exact same thing. I mean, how would you even tell them apart?
Oh, sorry for changing the subject there. Please go on talking about, what it was you were talking about. Oh, now that I've got you, would you mind if I bore you with a little story I've been thinking up? Please, just stop me if you don't like it, but I have been here a lot, and I started to think up this story, set here. Okay, ready? A tall, dark man. He is almost faceless, and he is sent to kill one of the patients, a high-profile patient, but he is a master of disguise, so he is impossible to catch because no one knows who he is. I mean, he is just so good at blending in. Can you imagine that? It would be really creepy. Oh, what? Oh, you don't like it? Oh, well, I thought it was kind of... Well, maybe you just have to wait until you read it. Yes. Yes, in fact, I promise you'll like it.
Yeah. I agree, I think. Yeah, Yes, we can all agree on that, I bet. I feel like I can say this to you. I feel like I'm cheating on my wife being here on my own. Does that make any sense? I mean, she would love it here, but to be honest, it's also kind of a treat for me. I love getting a massage. I love being pampered. It just feels so good, but I also like to do it on my own. Is that bad? Is it bad that I don't even tell my wife that I'm coming? Is that bad? Here I am. You must think I'm a creep, but I'm not, honestly. I mean, some people like to do sports. Some people like to go hiking. Some like to hunt endangered species. I just like to be spoiled. With no responsibilities whatsoever, nowhere to be, no business. That doesn't make me bad, right?
Wow, that was an intense speech. It was, interesting? Well, yes, I suppose it was. But one thing I do love about this country is the modern literature. Yes, I love Murakami. Actually, I love both of them. Harukai? Yes, Harukai and Ryu. Yes, only similar in name, but very different. And yet... But there is a string of wonderful female writers here too. Banana Yoshimoto, I think it is. Yes, her book, Kitchen, is one of my favorites. I mean, it's so beautiful. So melancholic. Quite different to the works of Natsuo Korino, who is also fantastic, but maybe a bit more gritty, yes. So I'm kind of stuck on who I should try to imitate. Oh, that sounds very dumb. Yes. Yes, I should really find my own style.
Yeah, you could be right. On another subject, not to switch topics, but I am worried about the Brexit. I mean, I have some serious ties to the UK, mainly Scotland, but I don't know where it's going. We need to do something about it or we're going to see another bubble burst. I mean, with the way the wind is blowing right now, I'm not sure that we're going to be, harnessed by our government, supported by it. Not in the same way like the old days. No way. I mean, these damn grassroots nativist movements are really concerning to me. I mean, I guess most of them are mental jobs anyway, total wackos, but maybe it's just a question of paying them off. I don't know. But you never know. One of them might actually be honest and mean it. And that scares me.
Yes, that is very interesting. Please, go on. It's actually been nice to meet you. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen you here before. I apologize, I can sometimes be a bit chatty. It's just that I love to meet new people. And I am not judgmental at all. I mean, my parents are far too rich to make me judgmental. You see, we, the privileged, should really think of the poor children in the third world. Yes. My daddy says it's tax deductible. The world is truly wonderful.
Yeah. I don't know. This is not bad, is it? I wanted a room, but it was fully booked, but I like it here. This is the finest hospital I've ever been to, though I've only really used it as a spa today, but the high tech here is it's phenomenal. There's just nothing like it.
Yes, right. Well, I don't really know, but, well, you seem to. So what do you do? See, I'm in between jobs until Daddy fully decides what it is I'm supposed to do. I have one passion: to write. But Daddy says that's not a real job, and he will cut off my allowance if I follow through with it. Oh, but I should write. I have a talent for it. But admittedly, not the patience. But I'm still doing it. As they say, everyone has a novel in them.
Well, that is interesting. Okay, but can I ask you something? I know we've only just met, but do you know any way that one could actually book a room here? I hear the waiting list is huge, I get it, but I really like it here. And I feel that one day it's just not enough. But my guess is you're probably also here just for the day. You're probably in the same dilemma that I'm sharing. But a week's stay here, can you imagine? I mean, that would be the ticket. I would feel 100% recharged. I'd feel like a new person.
Yeah, okay. Sounds a little weird, but yeah. I think we have something in common. You and me, we are a little all over the place when we chat. I like that.